Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Kind of an exciting one here today. We have True in the top left, and we have Ample in the top right, both saying hi to each other. Yeah, this is kind of cool because True, I think, is incredibly underrated at the moment. I think he's going to be someone who's basically in ASL like all the time. He's practicing a lot. And, some of these strategies that we saw, like, for instance, the strategy... okay, so you guys might remember from ASL Season 20, Barracks having a great run and giving a lot of credit to Flash for giving him strategies. Well, the actual strategy that beat Sulky came from True. True also has shown us, like, different styles than basically anyone else, playing against what a lot of the other pros think is maybe optimal, right? Like think about his Zerg vs. Protoss, for instance. I feel like what he does is so repeatable and it's making him very strong. He goes 3-hatch Hydra almost every game into Muta, and he stays on Muta Hydra basically the whole time and just tries to kill you. Just constant massing of Mutalisks to pick off, High Templars, and then just utilizing mass Hydra. If you look at his Zerg vs. Terran, he's generally a very aggressive player, very good Mutalisk micro and everything. But his late game is like a Hydra Lurkerling Defiler type of play. Now, Hydra Lurker Defiler has been very popular, but he utilizes Zerglings a bit more. And actually, I've seen him play better games on lower gas than pretty much anyone else, which is weird because I don't even think he's that good at the late game. But I don't know, guys. He's bringing his own kind of style. He's practicing hard. And I know he's not a top tier guy. Like, I don't even expect him really to be consistently in round of 16, but I do think he's going to be someone that's getting into ASL pretty much every season. Okay. Now about Ample over here in the top right. We did a couple deep dives on Ample somewhat recently. He has made it back into ASL. He's been around for a while. Even at the beginning of Remastered, we saw Ample getting into things like KSL, and having some okay-ish type of runs. He's always been one of our most aggressive Terrans, but he's fixed a lot of his macro play. Like, he has really worked hard. There's a few of these guys that just their style did not translate to modern day where everyone's really good at macro. And Ample's one of the guys that fixed it. He was number one on the ladder a few months ago. He's just been playing really, really hard. And he's someone that I hope continues this. I love seeing people kind of... I don't know if we should call it later into his career. He's still like a young player by Brood War standards and everything. But like, people take their style and kind of update it a little bit and become stronger. I just absolutely love seeing it, the rebirth of a pro gamer. So anyways, I was excited when I saw these two played. We're here on Knockout. And hope you guys are having a wonderful new year and all that. Thank you, everyone, for the kind words on the channel, on the videos and everything. I'm excited. I think 2026 is going to be an absolutely fantastic year for Brood War. We've had so many great games, so many great matches, so many strong players are active right now and taking the game really seriously. It makes my heart happy. Okay, so let's take a look at what they're doing. 2-hatch layer, speed on the way. Normal. This was a walled expansion. Fast +1 just now getting started. Yep. Everything looks good. Very, very standard on both sides. So it's like the standard 2-hatch Mutalisk with Speedling. We'll see if he goes 3rd hatch in main or 3rd hatch at another base. That's kind of the big question we're going to be looking for on True's side. And then on Ample's side, we'll see him add 3 barracks and try to keep some pressure on. Very, very standard type of play from him. Won't be able to put on any pressure early on, and he'll have to make some extra turrets because of that. The mutas are going to be able to stack up a little bit quicker, but he's going to have that stronger mid-game type of timing due to his +1 attack upgrade coming in quite quickly indeed. All right, so we get that out of the way. Some Speedlings coming over. These Speedlings are mostly here to threaten a run-in or a run-by if a 2-Rax Academy comes out. Oh, wow. That's some killer instinct right there, actually. That's not a very common thing to see. That's a great SCV block as well. So at these higher levels, you don't see people actually try to pull that trigger that quickly generally. But this is actually pretty good, I think. I think that this was worthwhile for True. He didn't utilize that much. if the SCVs had been just slightly quicker, or even if there had been one more Marine, that would have gone very poorly for True. But he kind of nailed it there. Now, a Fire Bat and a Medic coming out. I'm a little bit confused about that. I don't know why a Medic is coming out with that Fire Bat, but okay. 3 racks being added, and we're basically going to have to see from Ample a lot of missile turrets because he has basically no bio now. SCV getting in, and he's going to see, okay, the mutas are morphing here. It looks like he wants to try to get some damage onto the drones. Maybe that's why he brought the Medic as well. This is very interesting to see. And, well, let's see if he actually gets some damage. Holy crap. All right, I guess I was stupid to wonder why he was bringing the Medic. This is all actually working out timing-wise. And he gets 3 drones. You have to say it's worth it. I know that overall, if you look at the resources there are kind of even, but definitely you would trade at this point in the game for 3 drones, a Fire Bat, and a Medic. That's absolutely every time. Every good Terran player in the world would do that right there. So that was really, really solid. Mass turrets on the way. You can see he's making more than we normally see because, well, he wasn't able to really delay the Mutalist production via forcing Sunkens or something like that. So he's going to have 2 turrets up here. He actually only has 1 here. That's a little bit dangerous. Definitely there could be some damage coming in. Like, you don't really need to run from 1 turret too quickly with 5 mutas. And you can see True's already stacking up damage here. He's already killed a lot of Marines in this game. Ample's actually in a bit of trouble. Look at this, yeah. Absolutely. I think he could have done with 2 turrets here and made 2 turrets up here. Like, I saw he made 2 turrets on his racks, which is actually, this is generally the last place you make a 2nd turret. I think that was one of the big mistakes, but his Marine count was a little bit low because he lost them to the Lings, and then he sent a couple units out to kill those drones, right? So, looking at this game, I do think that True has a bit of an advantage. He's got this 3rd hatchery up at that bottom left natural. And, well, yeah, I guess other than that, nothing crazy going on. No Hydralisk Den yet, no Queen's Nest. He's just kind of droning, getting his gas going, continuing to make mutas. This is some very good harassment. I think that this is a really worthwhile thing for him to do right now. You know, Ample, like, still has an okay economy. He's going to take a little bit to build up his Marines, but just forcing him to build more depots right now is actually not bad. In my opinion, that's pretty solid because he's had to make a lot of turrets. He's had to reproduce just a few SCVs here and there, and he's trying to produce Marines nonstop. So if you're like doing a little bit of a supply block and kind of annoying him in that way, it's like, okay, well, you are costing him something here, and it's not really costing you anything while you drone up. So pretty solid play there from True. We have the factory coming up. The factory is a bit late compared to what you normally want, but honestly, everything over here is like just a little bit late as well. It's kind of been a very active early game in this Terran vs. Zerg. 5th racks is coming up for Ample because he has kept that SCV count up high enough. Hasn't really lost that many SCVs, just a few to the mutas. And now a full group. This is not good for taking on a full group. You're going to want to pull back. You can see already just splatters. Quite a few. Okay, well, that was a nice pick off. But you want to sit back near some static D in a situation like this. Like, only 2 medics. They don't even have much energy. You know, the Marine count is kind of low. This is a big group of mutas, man, and it is dealing some serious damage. He's already got that +1 attack as well. And gonna force those mutas out for now. So I do like that he's going add-on. I do think, like, right now in the metagame of SK Terran against Zerg, we are seeing, like, just slightly later hives with a little bit more Lurker production than what we saw before. We had in the meta for a while, like, just super heavy Mutalisk harassment into run Lurkers up to contain, which kind of forced siege tanks to pop back out. And I think he's going to do that here. Like, this has been popping up again. This was super popular, like, 2 years ago, and I've been seeing it all over the ladder. I feel like every game I play right now is this, where it's like heavy harassment, get your Lurkers forward and try to do a little containment. But the thing is, the counter to that is to go 1 factory, 1 starport. You just, you know, a siege tank just immediately pushes them back. Whereas if you go 2 starport, this actually kills you. But if they sit back defensively and go quick hive and you went siege tanks, it's like you're a little bit behind, right? So it's like all these tricky little meta things going on. Now, the mutas have taken some decent damage. The lurkers come out and don't quite get there in time, so Ample actually gets a good position and surrounds here. That was fortuitous, I would say, for Ample. And the mutas were way out of position. If the mutas had been there, that would have been true favored as well. But also his units just kind of got spread out because part of them were attacking the mutas up here and the rest was walking forward. So he actually had a natural surround already on those lurkers. Kind of crazy to see. And he runs up more lurkers. I don't even know why. He should honestly just run these back and get... Okay. Well, no, he doesn't really get anything done with those. I'm like watching him really try to make this work with the lurkers. Hey, I mean, that's okay. He's picking off a few. He's getting a few medics here and there. Oh yeah, he's starting to kill off all the Marines. Man, he's actually doing a very good job here. It's kind of a crazy thing. You know, I've been talking about it a lot. Well, really a lot on my stream, but also some in these casts over the last few months or maybe even a year about how Terran vs. Zerg has become pretty Zerg favored at higher levels, like S and above, I would say, or maybe A and above. It's become pretty darn Zerg favored. Terrans are having a very hard time killing him. You can see, like, we haven't even gotten into Defilers yet. Like, he's getting consumed right now, but like so far he's kind of tooled him up a little bit with the Muta Lurker. Right? Like, he's definitely controlling the game pretty heavily. The supplies are not that far off. 36 drones to 46 SCVs. Oh my god, he catches that vessel. A lot of lurkers here, so he's not likely to break through. Tons more lurkers. He's making so many lurkers, it's actually crazy. But definitely going to need that Defiler out. Like, 3 siege tanks, once you put them in siege mode, they one-shot lurkers. So it's actually a fantastic number to have. But the thing is, normally Defilers are done and ready by the time you get to the natural. So he's actually killed a ton of lurkers here. A ton. But as soon as you get a Darkstorm down, this is basically the offense is over. So he runs all these lurkers way, way forward. I actually really would have liked to see him target this down. Target the Nidus down there with those siege tanks. Okay, so the siege tanks get eliminated. I think that they still did their job. They still did all right. I really wish he would have gotten that because that would have opened up maybe potential for an attack down here. In fact, we can see that there were not any lurkers. So, like, there was a potential of, like, oh, if you make 4 fire bats real quick and go, maybe you actually can bust. Who knows? But anyways, he is coming down. Maybe there's still some sort of potential here. The lurkers are kind of low. Yeah, and throws the Irradiate down on that Defiler, but not before the Darkstorm gets off. You can see this very forward kind of aggressive defense coming out of True multiple times in this game. He really is an aggressive player. Now, a couple more racks coming up. So going up right now to 7 barracks. There's the second starport. There are 2 command centers being made as well. And let's see if he can get something done here. Okay, runs up and no, doesn't find too much right there. Okay, gonna try to target down that Sunken. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Just enough here underneath that Darkstorm that the Marine Medic is not finding any way to deal some damage. The 4th base is being taken. This is a huge problem. Lots of fire bats being made by Ample, though, which I think is a good choice. Like, you're gonna need to have something that can deal damage under those Darkstorms. By the way, +2 is being made, so Ample is gonna go ahead and continue to play SK Terran here. Which, you know, people are having not a great win rate against Zerg with that at the moment. Like, every... yeah, pretty much, if you're not well ahead at this point, all the pro games that I see, and even slightly below pro games that I see, Terran is basically losing from positions that look like this. So I'm really hoping that we can see this work out. And it's funny, because it's like 124 to 86. You'd be like, well... that looks good for Terran, but he's got 4 gas now, right? Like, it's very, very difficult. So we'll see how that goes down. 2 dropships are on the way and a 3rd starport as well. I really do like that. Ultralisk Cavern coming up for True. He is walking around with a single Defiler. He's looking for a juicy Plague here for sure. Gotta be careful to avoid that Plague. Going to be nasty. The Ultraless Cavern coming up. Where is that? There it is. Definitely, like, the Ultra Tech is going to be hard to deal with, but he does have a little window before that starts up. I like the third starport. Oh, I can't even speak. I like the third starport very much here from Ample, by the way. And there's the physics lab. So he's going to be going into BCs. Now, is that going to be quick enough? You know, it's going to be a while before he has his first set of battlecruisers out. The physics lab is about to finish, so he's going to be able to start like 3 BCs. Well, almost 3. This one doesn't have an add-on yet, but very, very shortly. Oh, he starts 2 vessels behind that. Maybe he just didn't have the mineral resources there. But yeah, making a couple more vessels. So let's take a look. I want to, for my own personal reasons, I want to see. So he has 3 vessels right now. He's making 2 more. I think he's just going to sink everything after these 2 vessels into battlecruisers. But that makes the battlecruisers a little bit slower as well. Comes in with these vessels, going to throw down some irradiates. A plague instantly hits them, so those are going to be easier to kill a little bit later on. Oh, where's the defense? Okay, he does pop out a few more lurkers there, so Ample has to pull back once again. Okay, the drops are coming in. He had 4 dropships. We had seen them. I didn't say anything because they were just kind of sitting there on screen, but he brought in 4. 3 made it, but you can see how quickly that gets cleaned up, and in fact, he's going to be able to kill every dropship there. The Dark Swarm going down. You know, once ultras are out, drops become way weaker. You know, normally what it is with drops is you're microing small groups of units and being really efficient, but you can't do that against ultras. Ultras require critical mass, and you can't drop off critical mass. So, yeah, it becomes very, very difficult to get drops to work after ultras, which is why you generally see them a little bit faster. Now, battlecruisers are on the way. He's getting the +1 battlecruiser weapons, which he doesn't need because there's no Zerg flyer carapace, but he could be getting it, so it's smart to get. Once Zerg gets +1 flyer carapace, you need +1 attack on battlecruisers to one-shot Scourge. It's like the most important interaction with battlecruisers is making sure that they can like super quickly gun down Scourge. Okay, lots of defilers down here. A couple of lurkers as well. He's irradiating what he can with his 5 vessels. He's got this base up, a new base coming up as well, a 5th there in that bottom right. Huge amount of supply, but you can see that True has had no issue really growing by 50, 60 supply over the last few minutes here while we've been watching this. He's getting a lot of Ultraling. He has a lot of defilers out there. He's got the 4 gas going. And this is where he's going to start looking at coming out on the map. If he can get out on the map with Ultraling Defiler and start hitting some plagues, maybe force a liftoff at a base, that's where it's going to get out of control for Ample really, really quickly. You must maintain map control. If your opponent with this type of composition gets up to a base, the base is screwed, basically, if you have a Defiler with it. So you can see this group of Ultras starting to trade pretty darn efficiently. He does have +3 on these Marines, so he's still fighting okay against these Ultras. And yeah, the Defiler coming up here throws down that Dark Storm. He's going to have to pull back. Battlecruisers are coming, though. Here come our first Battlecruisers. Ample pulling back. And here's the thing, right? Like, the map control is getting weaker and weaker. He's got this group down here, so he's kind of controlling down here, but he has no control in this area. So you can see all these units coming up, and it's like, okay, this Dark Storm's holding that off. Well, what if you just throw a Dark Swarm here? He's going to lose out on his gas. He's going to lose out on this mining. He's already had to lift this command center because Ultras went down there. This is the problem. If you don't maintain that map control, you just have to give the base up till the Dark Storms are gone. There's not much you can do against that, and that really slows Terran. They've got to keep pressure on, and that's not something he's really been able to do. Now, he flies in and actually gets plagued with 2 of the battlecruisers, but targeting down some of the Scourge very quickly. He kills off those Mutas very quickly as well, and now he's going to get this Spore before losing a BC, so that's actually really, really, really good. And he gets it before more Scourge come up. Bio coming up to fight the Ultras as well. This is very tight from Ample. He's giving himself a real opportunity with these 3 battlecruisers to actually get something done. Another Dark Storm over here causing some hiccups. Ample coming back up into the map here with the Bioforce, and it looks like he might break through here, and his battlecruisers are breaking through. I feel like Ample is finding like the last moments to win this game before True is totally stabilized in this full hive tech. A lot of Lings being made, some Scourge being made, but it doesn't seem to me like it's going to be enough. Look at the kills here. 26, 9, 22. It's like flying Reavers or something. Insane. So right now, Ample stimming, trying to take out that Spire so there can be no more real anti-air here other than crappy Hydras. And dealing a lot of damage here at the natural. Looks like True going to come up and try to clean this with some Ultra Ling, but more Battlecruisers on the way. Absolutely loving this Battlecruiser play. Seriously. Wow, Battlecruiser. One of them does end up going down, but the Bio coming out to help. You can see all these final Scourge being made. Do pick off another one, but there's 2 more that have made it their way in here. Ample right now has lost basically all of the Bio that he had here. Just Lings being made, a few Spores here and there. Spores do pretty well against Battlecruisers. Would love to see Yamato upgraded. Of course, he's only has enough energy on one of them for Yamato, but it takes 2 Yamatos to kill a Spore. So it is very useful. Well, Spores have 400, right? And they do 260. So even just one Yamato and targeting it could be good. Now, these Lings coming in for a little bit of harassment. He has been able to reland this base, hasn't been able to mine from this base as of yet, but the supply is low enough that this does look like it should end up being an ample victory. 56 supply. This is like the break point where you should be able to just kill Zerg. And he's making 11 Hydras. So, like, basically all these eggs are Hydras. He's going to try to pick off the BCs. He doesn't have attack upgrades, but he does have Carapace. I'm not actually sure how that affects playing against BCs, to be perfectly honest. Never done the math on that one. But looks like the BCs are going to basically beat the Hydras. He's going to end up losing one for sure. D-Matrix as he comes in. I tell you, this has been a really interesting and cool game. Absolutely love what we've seen from Ample. GG. Okay. I want to talk about this for a second, okay? Because I don't cast every game on the day it comes out or the day before it comes out. Like, I do them in little chunks through the week. So this is like a few days. What is this? 2 days before I've been casting this. But anyways, just like a day or two ago, I was having a really hard time on my stream talking about TVZ and how everything feels like you just can't kill Zerg. And someone in the chat actually recommended Battlecruisers again, because Battlecruisers kind of fell out of meta for a little bit. So basically what happened, guys, was normally this type of Ultralisk play is what's really strong late game in Zerg vs. Terran. I need silence. Normally, the Ultralisk late game is what's strong, but for a while there, the metagame switched over to Hydra Lurker Defiler, which is more robust, but much slower, and Terran can keep more pressure on against that than it can against the Ultralisk play, okay? And that type of play makes Battlecruisers completely garbage. If you see Hydras getting upgraded at all, you don't make Battlecruisers at all. So Battlecruisers went out of the meta for a long time. And someone suggested when I was having some frustrations the other day, that Battlecruisers, maybe like I take a look at Battlecruisers again, and actually as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, actually completely correct. Like this is what I've been planning to do, which I'm actually excited tonight to do in my Terran vs. Zergs. So to see Ample actually utilize this right now as the metagame has shifted back around towards the Ultras, it makes perfect sense. Like, you have to kind of be on top of how to utilize the later game tech, because like Bio Dropship Science Vessel, no one is dying to that stuff anymore. No one is dying to that. And really, this game turned when he got the Battlecruisers in the main base while barely holding everything else off, right? Like, he got 3 Battlecruisers flew over there. There wasn't really sufficient anti-air, and they just started to really, really deal a lot of damage. So really very, very cool to see. Cheers to the guy in the chat who said that to me. I'm trying to remember who it was. Maybe Mystery on Black or something. But like, yeah, it's a great call. And I think that as far as SK Terran goes, this is probably what the metagame has to look like right now, is something utilizing Battlecruisers to help deal that extra damage. I do think that they were maybe a little bit slow. The 4 dropships that we saw didn't really end up getting damage on. So yeah, I could have seen him getting them just a little bit quicker than that, because this got hairy for a minute for sure. It definitely got hairy for a minute for sure. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I really liked this game. This game gave me some hope in my life again. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.